guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about lost treasures of the world, so make sure to watch the full video. Artifacts have been lasting historical evidence since the dawn of humanity, but unfortunately, some have disappeared over time. Here are some famous examples of lost treasures around the world. From ancient times to the present day, countless stories and legends tell of priceless lost treasures from all over the world, gone without a trace. For some, we have no conclusive evidence, while for others, it is clear that they existed at some point in history, but have disappeared mysteriously, buried in hidden locations or stolen and lost. Undoubtedly, any of these treasures would change history and enrich our knowledge of the past, but after centuries of searching, they are unlikely to be discovered. The lost treasures of the world are innumerable, but there are a few with special significance to history. Here are 10 lost treasures of the world whose value cannot be measured. 10. The tomb of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's death is shrouded in mystery. The great Khan died in the summer of 1227 during a campaign along the upper reaches of the Yellow River in Yinchuan. The real cause of his death remains unknown. It is logical to assume that he died from injuries received during the battle. It is also logical to believe that these wounds did not come from an enemy arrow, as Italian explorer Marco Polo suggested, but from falling from his horse while hunting. The secrecy surrounding Genghis Khan's death gave birth to so much speculation, and later inspired an endless stream of apocryphal stories that hardly differentiate from pure fiction. Historians claim that many years before his death, Genghis Khan wished to be buried in an unmarked grave in the Burkhan Mountains in Mongolia. After the death of Genghis Khan, his body was transported by his soldiers back to his homeland, where he was buried at his own request, in an unmarked grave, somewhere in the heart of the Burkhan Mountains. As he himself requested during his lifetime, the place was not marked in any way. No mausoleum, no temple, no tombstone. 9. The Knights Templar treasure. The Knights Templar were one of the first and most famous religious military orders in Europe, founded in 1119. Its original purpose was to support the new Kingdom of Jerusalem against Muslim neighbors and to protect Christian pilgrims visiting the holy places. Over time, the order gained enormous influence and wealth. Seeing a threat in the face of the Templars, Philip IV won the assistance of the Pope to deal with them. In 1307, he arrested the most influential knights and smashed their treasury. However, it turned out to be empty. What the Templar treasure is and where it is hidden remains a mystery that has fascinated the world for 7 centuries. 8. Lost Dutchman Mine. As long as you are interested in treasures, you have definitely heard of the Lost Dutchman Mine, located in the Superstition Mountains near Phoenix, Arizona. The Lost Dutchman Mine is an alleged gold mine found by a powerful Mexican family in the early 1800s. For years, they extracted as much gold as they could while keeping it a secret until their final expedition ended with the death of nearly the entire family, killed by the Apache in the region. The last person to allegedly have seen the mine was the German immigrant Jacob Walzer, who found it in the late 1800s with his partner and hid part of the gold somewhere in the mountains. Until his death in 1891, he described the location of the mine to only one person, his neighbor, who looked after him in his final days. 7. The Library of the Moscow Tsars. The Library of the Moscow Tsars, otherwise known as the Library of Ivan the Terrible since it disappeared after his death, is believed to have contained a legendary collection of ancient books. The lost library of the terrible Russian Tsar continues to be a great challenge for historians and archaeologists. The point is that to date, there is no convincing evidence that it even existed. The library contained more than 800 books, including unique masterpieces of Greek and Roman literature, inherited by Ivan the Terrible from his grandmother Sophia, who originally brought the library to Moscow from Rome. The Tsar, who gained the fame of a cruel ruler, not only inherited the library, but enriched it with rare manuscripts from all over Europe. The list included 142 volumes of the history of Rome by Titus Livius, from which only 35 are known today. The full version of Cicero's treatises De Republica, from which only small parts have survived modern days, and numerous other ancient manuscripts. 6. The Amber Room. A symbol of both Russian and German masterpieces, the Amber Room was the pride and joy of the Romanov house. It mysteriously disappeared during World War II and has been unknown ever since. And while Russian masters and scientists are recreating this amazing place in the 21st century, the location of the original Amber Room continues to spark debate among enthusiasts. Peter the Great, the first Russian emperor to rule from 1682 to 1721, is known for his love of curiosities. His collection of unusual and unique objects, or the so-called Kunstkamera, a room full of exceptional things, from minerals to deformed human embryos, continues to be displayed in St. Petersburg. Even in Peter's time, every monarch in Europe knew that there was no better way to please the powerful Russian Tsar than to give him an extraordinary gift. This is what the Prussian Friedrich Wilhelm I did when he wanted to win Peter's favor. In 1716, he presented the Russian emperor with a room designed by the best Baroque Prussian architects and sculptors, decorated with amber and gold. This was the famous Amber Room, which was later called the eighth wonder of the world for its stunning beauty. 5. Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant undoubtedly remains one of the most mystical objects mentioned in the Bible. Everyone remembers Spielberg's immortal classic, Raiders of the Lost Ark, where the brave Indiana Jones went through great adventures to discover the priceless artifact. But what exactly was the Ark? According to the descriptions in the Bible, it was a chest of acacia wood with a gold casing, which symbolized the presence of God among the people. Inside was kept a golden pot with heavenly manna, Aaron's rod, and 2 plates with God's commandments written on them, received by the prophet Moses on Mount Sinai. The Ark was carried by the Jews to the Promised Land. By his supernatural powers, Yahweh's people were invincible. The power of the Ark dried up the Jordan River for the Israelites to cross and sent diseases to the Philistines, who dared to fight the elect of God. 4. Romanov Easter eggs. Peter Carl Faberge was a Russian jeweler of French descent. He is known for the exceptional quality and beauty of his work, and especially for the popular Faberge eggs. The royal tradition of the Faberge eggs began with Tsar Alexander II, who in 1885 ordered a decorative Easter egg from Faberge's studio as a gift for his wife, Empress Maria Fyodorovna. When she received the gift, Maria Fyodorovna saw an ordinary egg made from white gold, but the emperor had prepared several surprises within the egg. As she opened it, she found a golden yolk. In a similar way to the Russian matryoshka, the egg had more surprises waiting to be found. The yolk was to be opened to reveal a golden hen with ruby eyes. Inside the golden hen, there was a miniature copy of the imperial crown made of golden diamonds, as well as a small ruby for the empress to wear on a chain around her neck. This original egg remains in history under the name hen. From this day onward, the crown would have Faberge make 1 egg per year for Alexander II until his death. This tradition was continued by his successor Nicholas II, who, in total, ordered 44 more eggs. 3. Jewels of King John. King John of England, 1166-1216, loved to collect jewelry and gold plates, and his collection was immeasurable. In 1216, the king traveled to Lynn in Norfolk, in an area aptly called the Swamp because it consisted of vast areas of dangerous swamps. There, King John contracted dysentery and decided to return to Newark Castle for treatment. Of course, he took a safe route, albeit a slower one, but his soldiers and carts, full of jewelry, personal belongings, and even the crowns inherited from his grandmother, the Empress of Germany, took the short and dangerous route through the swamps. 2. Lost Inca Gold. Many legends speak of the lost city of Paititi. According to some, this is where the ancient Incas, in their despair, hid their treasure from the Europeans during their invasion of South America. Thanks to the unknown location and the legends surrounding the lost city, Paititi has become synonymous with the legendary El Dorado. 1. Dead Sea Copper Scroll Treasures. At the northern end of the Dead Sea near the town of Kalia, Palestine, is the Qumran archaeological site. This is the location of the caves where the famous Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered by a Bedouin in 1946. Later excavations of 11 caves by archaeologists have revealed 972 texts of parchment and papyrus and 2 unusual scrolls of copper, which are probably 2 parts of the same artifact. The copper scroll in question was discovered in 1952 in the back of Cave No. 3 and differs not only in material but in contents. It turned out that this is a detailed list of 64 places where significant amounts of gold and silver are supposedly hidden. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.